Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to read this book that I designed for you. It's about the quarantine, the current situation that we are living in Colombia, specifically in Bogota, and the idea is that you practice with me vocabulary in English about occupations and also WH questions. So the city is not in quarantine. Let's see what it's about. Life is at a standstill. News reports unceasingly show growing numbers of people testing positive for coronavirus in Colombia. Some people might say that they are foolish because they are not in quarantine staying at home, but I totally or strongly disagree on that. I actually want to tell you the reasons that frontline workers have to leave their houses and walk through blind alleys. I live in Kennedy, the most affected area of Bogota where people suffer discrimination due to their jobs. The coronavirus, has spread here voraciously. One day, I asked myself about the way my life could be in this moment of the pandemic if I were not a teacher. So, this is what I ended up thinking about. If I were a police officer, why? Why do you think I am your enemy? I have to protect citizens. This is made of paper, recycled paper, and in the background you can see some letters about current news, local news happening in Colombia. So if I were a nurse, I could ask also this. Which is your EPS, Entidad Promotora de Salud? Please don't judge me if I wear a nurse uniform. What symptoms do you have? I will do my best to help you. If I were a doctor, I would ask this. You can see that kangaroos are very nursing animals as doctors. If I were a security guard, I would ask this. When I'm going to finish my 24 hours shift? I really miss my family and my free time. If I were a taxi driver, I would ask this. Where can I take you today? We have Slack sales and I don't earn enough money now. So the reason why I included this word is because here in Colombia, taxi drivers, they are called canarios or amarillos because of the color of the vehicle. And if I were a farmer, I would ask this. Whom am I going to sell my products? Merchants from Corabastos cannot pay. For people who don't know, Corabastos is like a headquarters place where like farmers and merchants can negotiate food for low prices and huge quantities. If I were a delivery man, very fast, I would ask this. How much could I earn just with this job? I probably will need another job to pay the rent. If I were a street vendor, I would ask this. How am I supposed to stay at home? If I don't work, I don't have any money to eat or feed my family. I wanted to include this occupation. It's not a profession, but an occupation that most Colombians have for informal jobs due to the reason that most of us we don't have stable jobs or enough guarantees to have like these type of jobs. So they are marginalized and I wanted to include them because they are part of our social identity in Colombia. If I were a bus driver, I would ask this. How many people will be using the public transportation? And who else is the responsibility of this situation? As probably you have watched in the videos on YouTube or on the news, like people in Transmilenio, they need to use the service even though the pandemic is facing and causing a lot of situations here. Like they still need to go. Like all of them, they need to use Transmilenio here in Bogota, and it still is crowded sometimes. Finally, last but not least, who can help me? I have to be in contact with the customers, and some forget to keep distance, social distancing. If I were a cashier, I would also ask this. You can see here that they have to be very efficient uh, within their jobs, and this is probably one of the most common products that we are buying for the groceries these days. As a reflection, finally, this is the last page of the book. If you were one of them, what would you do? So, this is a reflection at the end of the book. I just want you to think about what would you say, or what would you think, or how would you react if you or any of the people that you live with, that you know, that are important for you in your family members, what would you say? So just try to think about that. And if you want to give us any comments, don't hesitate to participate and do so. I hope that you have enjoyed my book, and see you next time.